When most people think about foreign language remakes of movies, they tend to assume they're movies made in America based on popular foreign films released in other countries. But lots of people might not know is that this also works the other way around. Uh, movie I'm going to be talking to you about today is a movie released in 2007 called 12. This is a Russian film. It's a Russian language remake of the classic American film from 1939 called 12 Angry Men, which starred Henry Fonda. That was a fantastic movie. This is also a very, very good movie. Although, to be fair, calling it a remake isn't entirely accurate, I would think. For one thing, this movie's over 2.5 hours long. 12 Angry Men was hour and a half long, max. And while 12 Angry Men, the thing that made that movie special was its sort of a lean, almost minimalist style with almost the entire movie taking place within the jury deliberation room. And 12 looks a lot wider and a lot deeper than 12 Angry Men did. That's not to say that makes 12 necessarily better than 12 Angry Men. You really can't improve much on 12 Angry Men, even with an extra hour of screen time. But it's a really fascinating look at another country's take on similar material. 12 was directed by a famous Russian director named Nikita Mikhalkov. He also plays the foreman of the jury, and he does a really great job of directing this movie. I'd like to see more movies directed by this guy, and he's one thing that I really like about it is the confidence he has in his actors. I mean, the one of the themes of this movie is how all the individual jurors bring their own baggage to how they make their decisions. One by one, the jurors are basically given little monologues where they talk about about something that happened in their life that leads them to making the decision to vote not guilty or guilty or whatever. And all of these actors are terrific. I mean, there's one member of the jury who actually plays an actor. He has a fantastic monologue about how he's frustrated more and more with people never being able to assume he's a comedian and always laugh at him even when he's trying to say something tragic.
And and then there's another monologue by the more antagonistic juror, kind of like the Lee J. Cobb character from the original 12 Angry Men, who's very prejudiced against Chechens. Chechens are a minority group in Russia, and he spends the entire movie basically rallying to convict this guy because he's a Chechen. You get lots of the same moments from 12 Angry Men. We have the seemingly a completely unique and unidentifiable knife that is duplicated by the main character, in this case a Russian actor who I'm not sure what his name is, but he does actually look almost creepily like a Russian Henry Fonda. I'm sure the director had to look through lots of actors before finding a good one for this part. And we also have the the old man who may or may not be able to get to the window on time. We have a really neat uh, recreation of the events here where they actually have two different people moving at the same time. One person playing the old guy scooting to the door, the other person playing the young guy who has to murder his father, then try to find money, and then run all the way downstairs to see if he can get out in time for the old man to see him. And also we have the nearsighted woman who may or may not have heard and seen the young man stab his father. All of these things are from the original. All of these things are incorporated here, but they're and while for someone who's seen 12 Angry Men, it does make it kind of predictable as to what the outcome is. Of course, it's also
very fun to see the different directions the director takes it. It's really just fascinating more than anything else. Fascinating and very entertaining. I mean, I can't stress just enough with how great these actors are, how good they are at delivering this dialogue. He's basically they're these stories that they tell each other. And the movie's not perfect. And like I said, the movie is over 2.5 hours long. It kind of drags a little bit. I think one thing that the movie could have done that I don't think was relatively necessary was the fact that the movie shows us flashbacks to the childhood of the a Chechen boy who's on trial for murder. I mean, these are really powerful images, but they're not necessary to the story. It doesn't tell us anything really more about the Chechen boy that we need to know. I mean, and the members of the jury wouldn't know this about the Chechen boy, so why should we have to know that? I don't think that was a very wise decision on the director's part. But yeah, but still, it is a powerful image on its own. Taken on its own merit, it does add some good emotional weight to the story of the child or the boy, I should say. He's a teenager, I guess, and we see this thing. We see him waiting in the cell, waiting for the jury to do their deliberations, and that's another part of this movie. We see more than just the inside of this room. It's a big gymnasium that's actually attached to the courtroom. We have lots of talk about and implications about what the Russian economy is like, what the Russian politics have been like since the fall of the USSR, and that's also very fascinating. I haven't seen many Russian movies, but based on this, I'd like to see a lot more. It's a great way take on a Russian material based on an American story, and I like it a lot. If you like 12 Angry Men, if you're interested in Russian politics, or if you just like to see a whole bunch of Russian actors, or just a whole bunch of great actors at the complete top of their game, you should check this movie out. I'm sure you'll like it.